Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Castaway. I'm Nishant. I'm joined by Divyansh, and the World Cup this year is really now coming to life. And I mean, there have been some really amazing matches, and a lot of twists and turns are going on. And we'll talk a lot about them during the course of the episode. But hi Divyansh, how are you? And how's everything going on?
Yeah, everything is going good and uh, looking forward to the match today. But I hope the weather stays positive in Florida. I'm hearing a lot of news of heavy rains, even 10 to 12 inches overnight in
Yeah,
Florida last few days. So even many flights have got cancelled. So it's a sort of a mini miracle that. The Indian charter flight was able to reach from New York to Florida yesterday. So because a lot of baseball matches between Canada and US, so the US team from Florida was to fly to Canada, so that couldn't happen for a couple of days. So a
yeah,
lot of disturbance and a lot of weather upsets are getting seen in the Florida area. So
yeah,
really hope a game we get a game tonight, but it's
yeah,
looking bleak. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's a really important game. Not because India has already qualified and there's no nothing hanging on in the game per se, but just for the form of specific players like. Virat Kohli getting some runs under his belt, and also Hardik and Ravindra Jadeja, just for them, just to get a feel of the wicket. And this is the last leg in US. After that, the teams move to West Indies any which ways. But it will be good if our best player of the team actually has some runs when
Yes,
leaving the US and has something to show for it.
definitely. It would be a good chance for them to get some batting form. So even India can also try their uh, uh, spinning bowling, like they can
Yeah,
get Kuldeep in place of Siraj, and he can also get a feel of the World Cup pitches and all the environment, and how he can also get to check his rhythm, how he is feeling right now. So these kind of things, like it would be a good match for India to test out their
yeah,
combinations. Maybe they can play Sanju Samson in place of a Shivam Dubey or someone. So
yeah,
this gives a lot of experimentation opportunities to Indian team, but I highly doubt that this game would be a full 2020 over game. At uh,
yeah,
at at the most, uh, it might be a curtailed game, but it's not going to be full 20
yeah,
over game. So whatever game time
yeah,
we may get, that would be a
yeah.
good thing.
Yeah. I think really that we're gonna come to this game any which ways because but the real news that we got last night was that the US game washed out, and that meant that US got that single point, and Pakistan is now out of the tournament. And I for one was actually really hoping that Pakistan does qualify to the later half of the tournament, just because it just spices up the tournament a bit more, and we have a chance to see our two sides play again. I mean, for us growing up, these were the two best Asian sides, and no matter like if you hate Pakistan or love Pakistan, doesn't matter. But as they say, you can't ignore them, and their presence in the tournament matters a lot. So they going out at such an early stage was a real bummer.
Yeah, definitely. We all were hoping for another game between India versus Pakistan in the Super 8s, or maybe in the later semi-final stage, but it was not meant to be. But it would have been a great crowd puller for the World Cup as well,
yeah,
and it would have been a better match on a decent pitch, which is not
yeah,
so skewed in the favor of the bowlers, and nobody wants to see a 120 game when India is playing against Pakistan.
yeah,
So the West Indies leg, if they would have qualified, then it would have been a good match, like a good contest between bat and ball, and surely a 170 or a 180 game. So that would have been
yeah,
great to see all batters also coming into the picture for the match, not always only the bowlers deciding who team takes the prize, which team takes the prize. So yeah, yeah,
yeah.
not very unfortunate.
Yeah, I really, really unfortunate in that event because obviously all of us wanted Pakistan to actually qualify and for us to play them again, as you said, in a better pitch where the skills of both the batsmen and bowlers come into play and not just the bowlers. But yeah, it is what it is, and it's been now going on for a long time. I mean there have been a few incidences where Pakistan actually does well and make a name, like we saw in the 2021 or 2022 T20 World Cup, where they actually reached the finals. But and when that happened, the Pakistan media was all jolly and giddy up, saying ये तो कुदरत का निजाम है and ऐसा ही होना है. But uh, this team has become really inconsistent, and that's not actually a good news for cricket itself. Uh, what do you think is going on with this side? I mean, they're at a real crossroads at this moment because they're just not performing at the highest level at all right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think as the famous as in that famous video that Wasim Akram was explaining the
Yeah,
plight of the team. I think it's
yeah,
a time for an overhaul. Although they have
yeah,
started with the coach, Gary Keston is a fantastic coach, but I think there has
yeah,
to be some goal setting exercise or some strategic interventions in the team, and it might be good for some players to sit out for a few months so that they get to
yeah,
realize how important this chance was, and what is the real value of playing from of representing your country or playing from a national side. So I think some new blood can do good for Pakistan team as well, and they
yeah,
have to change their approach of captaincy as well as the whenever they are chasing. So they can't go into a
yeah,
shell really and just wait for
yeah,
something to happen. So there are some
yeah,
changes, and if given time, I think Gary Custon is more than capable of implementing those changes, but they just have to
yeah,
keep faith in the coach and captain and try to reinvent some things which are right now
yeah.
lagging.
Yeah, I think we all keep talking a lot about the game model. So, what is the game model of this team? How is this team going to approach this tournament and things like that? So, in the last 50 over World Cup, we saw before the World Cup itself, we saw Rohit Sharma talking to the press and telling them that we're gonna approach this T20 World, this 50 over World Cup with a completely different approach than the ones we have done before. And the game model was to attack, attack, attack in all the phases of the innings, and they actually committed to it. Though we didn't won the trophy in the end, but if you look at the course of the tournament, India was the best side in the tournament, hands down. Uh, we talked the same about baseball. It's again a game model in the way that England approaches Test cricket. which is unique in its own right. Pakistan, it feels like for the last at least 10 or 15 years now, they haven't really got a game model. They play on the whim. Uh, Whatever happens on the day happens on the day. If they have that feeling on that day, and everyone in the team has that feeling, or something happens in the stadium which charges the players up, they will go and beat anybody because they have the potential in them. But that consistency that comes from the game model is just not there, because there's just no game model. They don't know probably how to approach games like these anymore. And it's sad what you just said, Wasim Akram talking like these, because I grew up uh, watching Wasim and actually believing that he was the best bowler that I've seen in my life. Obviously, the West Indians of the past, when I was born, would have been really, really good. But the pacer that I really saw was the combination of Wasim and Wakar and Shoaib, and the team itself in the 90s and the early 2000s was simply amazing, and that's just went out of the window now.
Yeah, that's really true. I think they have good pace bowlers right now as well, but the consistency and the aggressive nature is missing. They really get bogged down even if one over goes for more than 20 runs, and they just their shoulders just drop, and there is a lack of what you correctly stated, lack of a clear mindset of how you want to approach the game. And you have to be prepared that yes, you will get setbacks in the way, and you will be beaten down. You may face uh, an attack, an onslaught from the opposition that you may have not think of, have not thought of, that how we are going to encounter this. But that's part of the game. But at least if you are clear on your stance, if you are clear on a strategy that yes, we are going to bowl in these areas, and then it's all on the skill of the batsman, then at least you have a clarity from your side, and you can stick to that strategy. But here, you rightly said, they are playing on whims. There is no clear strategy, and sometimes they go batting heavy, sometimes they go bowling heavy, and they are not very sure about their combination. And like, if we look at the squad as well, like having players like Azam Khan, who is nowhere near to the fitness levels required for international cricket, I think there is a problem in the team selection as well. It might be some internal politics from the PCB, but yeah, it reflects in the squad as well, and then
Yeah,
it translates into the overall confidence of the dugout also. So yeah.
yeah. I think I actually have a lot of time for Mavericks in the game. So let's say if there was an impact sub rule, and Azam Khan probably is an amazing batsman. He's just too overweight, as you rightly pointed out. And if he could just come and bash for 15-20 balls, and then get impact substituted, and somebody else in his place comes into field, I don't think there would be much of a problem with that. But in a tournament where you don't have an impact sub, where a player like him has to also contribute in the field, it becomes really difficult. I mean, as you rightly said, he is nowhere close to the fitness level that's required in the game, and we really don't want players to get industrialized in the sense that everybody is the same. Doesn't matter whoever comes in, they all play the same way. That's why we love Surya Kumar Yadav or a Glenn Maxwell in that sense, because they're unique in their own right. But then again, they have to be fit enough to play the game, and then they just don't. And it's obviously not. I don't think it's Azam Khan's fault that he got selected in the tournament. He probably had tons of runs under his belt, and that's why they did. But it's actually the selectors and the board. And as Wasim Akram rightly pointed out in that rant with Navjot, that in the past 1 year, there have been two or three board changes, and every time a new board comes in, they appoint their own captain. So Babar Azam was the captain, then Shaheen Afridi becomes the captain, then new board comes in, and Babar Azam again becomes the captain. And it looks like there is no consistency in the vision. When it happens in the top, and at the top there is no vision, then you see what you see on the field is that the players themselves and the team themselves don't know what they're doing in that moment.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not that it has happened overnight in the T20 World Cup itself. The cracks were there to see from the past two series as well. So, first they went to Ireland. So, in the opening match itself, Ireland beat them by 5 wickets.
Yeah,
Although they went on to win the next two T20 matches, but they were also Ireland gave them a tough fight in those matches as well, and then they moved on to England, where they were there
yeah,
to for the so-called World Cup preparation. So
yeah,
they played four T20 matches there against England, and two were washouts due to weather. But
yeah,
rest two of them they were beaten convincingly by England. So
yeah,
I think the signs were always there
yeah,
that something is not right with this team, and you cannot expect a huge improvement in the performance just in a matter of
yeah,
days for the T20 World Cup. But if they were thinking that something might change, I think they were living a lie. So I think. Yeah, there has to be a deep analysis backed by statistics, and then Gary Kirsten might have to take some hard
yeah,
decisions to make some changes which are necessary with this
yeah.
team.
Yeah, I think Gary Kirsten alone, he is an amazing coach, the one who actually revolutionized the ODI cricket for India. But he alone isn't gonna do anything. I mean, he needs a team around him, and society as a whole, in the sense that I sometimes remember. Do you remember that Sachin's documentary that got released? And obviously, I think we all went to the cinema halls to watch it. And there was this passage in it where Harsha Bhogle just says that after liberalization for India, India was just trying to rise and show their place in the world, and they needed a hero at that point of time. And Sachin came, and he just fit perfectly, and showed the world that he was just the best, and that lifted the whole society up. And it's actually, as I said previously as well, it comes down to the from the board to the team, but it also comes down from the society to the board and the mindset of the entire country that's going on right now. And I really don't want to get into the geopolitics of it, but as a country right now, with the elections that happened there, and the demoralized people, they elected Imran Khan, maybe good or bad or anything, but they elected him as their prime minister. And the army just disqualified their voting, and put him in jail. And that meant that collectively the society itself felt caged, and felt like in a pressure situation that they can't do anything. And that is what I actually see in this team right now, because they were really in charge against both USA and India. And but then when the pressure kicked in, against India, they buckled down. Against USA, they buckled down. You rightly pointed out the series before that against Ireland. The first game, they just buckled down. They went to England with high hopes before the T20 World Cup, and the same thing. It's just that there is no self confidence left in this team, and it will be really hard to turn this ship around now. I think Titanic takes a lot of time to avoid an iceberg, and most of the times it hits the iceberg. And I mean, Gary Kirsten alone, he might be the Pied Piper, but he's not gonna do as much as I think the Pakistani people are hoping that he will.
Yeah, it's gonna take the full backing of PCB along with the captain's support. Then only they can make a significant progress in their performance, and that will also take time. It's not that things are going to change overnight. You have to give Gary and the captain, whosoever they choose to appoint as a captain now,
Yeah,
that yes, you got this whole year. We are backing you. You are not going to be dropped. You will remain
yeah,
captain of this team for the next
yeah,
year, and
yeah,
Gary will be there. So now it's
yeah,
the onus is on you to how to run this team, how to
yeah,
create combinations, how to strategize. Then I
yeah,
think the
yeah,
confidence will come,
yeah,
and it all comes from the stability and the assurance and security
yeah,
that a player and a coach and all the staff gets.
yeah,
Like Akram said, if the PCB board itself keep
yeah,
getting the chairman keeps getting changed in thrice in a year or thrice in a couple of years, so
yeah,
the stability drills down from top to bottom. So if there is not
yeah,
stable no stability at the top, then the team will also remain
yeah,
on the
yeah,
shaky ground. So yeah, there
yeah.
has to be a
I think
stability factor.
I think a sports team can do a huge amount to lift the country and the society up. I really believe that, and we've seen that movie Invictus, where Nelson Mandela really reached out to the rugby team for South Africa after the apartheid got over, and they really wanted to unite the country. And South Africa rugby team went on to win the World Cup, which did a huge amount for the South African country itself to get united. uh, but as you rightly said, Gary Kirsten would need the full backing, and I think in this situation, even blind trust, in the sense that that whatever happens for the next 4 5 years, you just say that even the if the board changes or even anything changes, you will not remove this guy from his post, and you let him work. Maybe even get a few Pakistani legends just to support him, just to identify talent and understand the local language and the local cricketers. Maybe get a Wasim Akram or a Wahab Riaz or somebody like that in the mix to help him out and identify the grassroots talents and nurture them, so that in maybe 4 or 5 years the team actually builds up. Because right now nothing happens at the click of button. I mean, this is not a PS5 game where you just build a team and it starts clicking. They will need to work a lot, and a lot of support is needed, and just consistency right now. Sheer consistency is what is needed for them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. uh, so it will take a long time for them to come back, but it can definitely happen. And the latest you can see changes happening might be in March, when Champions Trophy is uh, uh, hosted by Pakistan. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
at least you have to give them time till that tournament. So
yeah, yeah. And I really hope, I mean, again, not getting political or anything about it, I really hope the Indian team is allowed to go and play in the Champions Trophy. I mean, we just want India Pakistan matches, and I really hope that we are not boycotting that tournament or anything, because Pakistan, at least for the world cricket, I really believe so, is a really important team. It's one of those teams that really has the heart, and the fans really support them. And in the politics of it, it's the fans who get killed ultimately. And I really hope that they get their fair share of that match, maybe in the stadium of Lahore, in the Gaddafi Stadium, whatever, that they see India and Pakistan playing on their home turf. The last India-Pakistan tour where Sehwag scored a double hundred and became the triple hundred and became the Sultan of Multan. Uh, any player you talk to of that of who participated in that series, and they'll tell you this that was the best series of their life, and the amount of love and support that they got there was just amazing, and that is what the beauty of sport is. So I really hope that India is allowed by our government to go and play there ultimately, whatever the challenges may be. But
Yeah,
as we see, like this has just been a recent terrorist attack, and things aren't looking that that good on that front.
yeah, definitely. That's for the future to see. Maybe it happens on a maybe Indian matches happens on a neutral ground
Yeah,
like UAE. There
yeah,
might be a way out to just for India to just join that global
yeah,
tournament. That
yeah,
would be the best scenario.
yeah, yeah. But okay. So I mean, let's move on to India versus Canada, as you rightly said. Lot of rain there. Would we get even a 5 over game? Right now looks really dicey, and nothing really hinges on this game anymore because both India and US have qualified. It's just for Canada to perform on a big stage and perform against a team like India. So nothing much hinges on this game, but what are you looking up to if and when this game happens?
Yeah, I'm looking forward of for Ravindra Jadeja and Hardik Pandya to really come in form if they chance to have a go with the bat in a short game or a curtailed game. I think Ravindra Jadeja specifically needs that confidence because Hardik at least is performing good with the ball, so he's carrying that. Confidence with him, and he can really turn up with the batting in any situation. But for Ravindra Jadeja, it has been a dismal tournament so far, and he has been pretty average with the ball, and nothing has come out from him as a batter as well.
Yeah,
So I think he needs some kind of confidence booster, a performance that can make him believe again that yes, he is good to go for this T20 World Cup, and he is really going to make a difference for Team India when we
yeah,
move to the Caribbean, because
yeah,
the slow pitches where Jadeja would prove to be a wonderful asset from the bowl as well as in the bat, adding some crucial runs in the death overs. So yes, Ravindra Jadeja uh,
yeah,
has to get some game time and confidence back for the sake of
yeah,
Indian team.
yeah. I believe the same. I think this match would be really crucial for both Virat and Jadeja to perform, and that is why if this match actually happens, both Virat and Ravindra are my players to watch out for in this one. Do you think there are any other names that you would like to mention in this segment?
Yeah, definitely. If so, we know this match is of no real significance. So we should get Sanju Samson and Kuldeep Yadav also on the team, and maybe Surya can sit out and Sanju
Yeah,
can come in because they are just like for like replacement. They don't contribute with the ball at all. So I think Sanju, as
yeah,
Surya already has gained confidence with the last chase that he led with against USA. So I think Sanju can come in for Surya, and Kuldeep can come in for Siraj. So
yeah,
Siraj also gets some rest, and we can all they can also get some game time and confidence that yes, we are also part of this World Cup, and definitely Kuldeep is anyways going to be a crucial bowler in the
yeah,
Caribbeans on the slow and low
yeah,
pitches of West Indies.
yeah, yeah. let's and let's even bring Chahal if that is possible, because he's such a good player, and we keep taking him to these T20 World Cups, never giving him even an over.
Yeah.
So I think he deserves it. He's been such a great servant for Indian cricket, and such a good bowler. I really hope that even Chahal uh, gets an over or two and is actually match ready for a situation where we might actually end up needing him.
Yes.
We don't know what happens with the injury situations in these kind of tournaments. Probably someone gets injured and we need a Chahal. So just keeping him match fit, I think, and it will be good for his confidence that he actually finds his name in the starting 11. So
Yeah.
even if
Definitely.
it's the same for Sanju. So I really hope that if this match actually happens, they rest their players and give these fringe players a chance. And it's really criminal for me to say that Sanju and Chahal are fringe players right now, but that is what the bench strength of Indian cricket team is, because I'm pretty sure that in any team in the World 11, Sanju and Chahal would find their place in the starting 11, but in India, it's just not happening for them.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
yeah, go ahead, whatever you're saying.
Yeah, so it has been so long that Sanju has been just a traveler
Yeah,
along with the team and not
yeah,
getting chances in the at the crucial junctures. But right now, it would be criminal for him to sit out of
yeah,
the team since he won. He is a very good player of spin. His strike rate against spinners in the
yeah,
IPL is proof of that, and
yeah,
also. We are going to face the same situation in the Caribbean. So I think he would be a
yeah,
uh, good batsman to have in the squad,
yeah,
and that also
yeah,
helps India's strategy to kill the spin in the middle overs with Shivam Dube. Sanju
yeah,
Samson could be a very good partner to do that task for India. But yeah,
yeah,
such is the bench strength and the availability of talent in the Indian
yeah,
team that players like these
yeah.
have to sit out, unfortunately.
Yeah. But overall, an amazing tournament going on. We thought Pakistan would qualify from this group along with India. That didn't happen. We were thrown a curveball, and USA got qualified. But it's not just in this group. Nobody would have thought that New Zealand wouldn't make it. They are actually everyone's second favorite team every year. They just such a well-oiled machine. Probably not that great talent-wise as compared to an India or an Australia or an England. The only world-class batsman that they can boast in the last 10-15 years is Kane Williamson and Martin Guptill to an extent, but over and all, the sum of the parts is greater all the time. But this year, it just didn't happen for New Zealand and many others. I think, as you would want to mention.
Yeah, definitely. New Zealand has always been counted as the dark horses of the tournament,
Yeah,
and they more than often prove that right as well. But this time, they really lost some initial matches, some crucial initial matches, which cost them a lot, which cost them a place in the Super Eight. So
yeah,
I think they will definitely reflect on this once the
yeah,
tournament is over, and they will come back stronger in the
yeah,
Champions Trophy. Definitely.
yeah. Any other team you would want to give a kudos to or highlight while we are on this segment?
I mean, Scotland has played well, definitely with a bit of a luck. But yeah, they are giving a tough fight to England,
Yeah,
and we know that if the England versus Namibia game is not a washout, then surely England will qualify because they have really recovered their run rate against the
yeah.
match with
Oman.
Oman, and right now they have a better run rate than Scotland, and they just have to win that match against
yeah,
Namibia. Uh,
yeah,
then they will be qualifying that. But kudos
yeah,
to Scotland for
yeah,
winning two matches in this group and giving a
yeah,
tough fight to
yeah.
England for the second place.
Even South Africans were just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
I mean, what a World Cup this would have been if we would have seen Pakistan, New Zealand, and South Africa not making it to the top eight. I mean, that would have been just crazy. And also England for that matter, because there's a huge chance that the game gets washed out. It got washed out for Pakistan, so it can happen to England as well. So right now we just don't know that, but I think the associate nations this tournament have performed really well, and the big guns for that matter. I think the only one who really drastically underperformed was Sri Lanka, and that has been happening for them again for quite a few years, and again subcontinent team, so it doesn't sit that well that the subcontinent teams are not doing that great, but the associate nations have really turned up the heat in this one.
Yeah, definitely, and it has been crazy how close the matches of South Africa have been.
Yeah,
Yesterday, also they just won by a solitary run
yeah,
against
yeah,
Nepal, and Nepal was almost
yeah,
through with the chase. So.
yeah,
Uh, so quite a crazy
yeah,
tournament South Africa has.
yeah,
Although they have won all of their matches, they are sitting
yeah,
pretty at the top with eight
yeah,
points.
yeah,
But it has been such a close tournament for South
yeah,
Africa. It could have gone either way. It was just a
yeah,
matter of moments. Even
yeah,
against Bangladesh, they just won by 4 runs, and that also due to a flawed rule that
yeah.
a ball gets declared dead when you take a DRS. So
I'll honestly say this right now. If this happened to India, I mean, there would have been uproar, a huge pushback for what happened. I mean, if you've not given an LBW to the batsman, then that means that ball is live, and that's a boundary. But you 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 say that that ball is live till it hits the pad of the batsman, and then after that it's a dead ball. I mean. I just don't understand it. I mean, there is no logic behind that decision.
yeah, that's a really orthodox, or you can say just an outdated rule, and this has to
Yeah,
be rewritten as soon as possible
yeah,
because it cannot happen again in a global
yeah,
tournament,
yeah,
because that's just ridiculous how
yeah.
Bangladesh was uh, uh,
Robbed of a victory, actually. Just
robbed of a
simply
victory.
robbed.
Correct, simply
Yeah,
robbed of a victory because it was theirs to
yeah,
win.
yeah,
Even if you
yeah,
see a match against Netherlands also, it took South Africa they almost went to the final over to chase
yeah,
104, and they lost
yeah,
6 wickets in the process.
yeah,
So had it not been David Miller's brilliant half century, they would have lost that as well. So
yeah,
really, really close tournament for South Africa. Only one match they were able to win convincingly. That was against Sri Lanka,
yeah,
uh, where they bowled out Sri Lanka on
yeah,
77 and chased
yeah,
comfortably. Otherwise, all the three matches have been gone to the last over, down to the
yeah.
wire.
Yeah, I think in a weird way, it's really a dangerous sign for all the other teams because South Africa in all the world tournaments performs like the best team in every game coming up to the game where they just crumble. But
Right.
now they have crumbled 2 or 3 times in the group stages. So probably when they reach the Super 8s, it can be a completely different thing. And maybe this time they have the second half of the tournament like they had the first half. I mean, I really want India to win this one. But it will be so good a story if actually South Africans pull this off and lift a trophy for once. They haven't had anything in the ICC to show for it.
Definitely, yeah, and even they played good cricket in the ODI World Cup as well, but in
Yeah,
the crucial moments they just couldn't materialize the win. So I think this
yeah,
might be their time, and it's a shorter format. It suits
yeah.
them well. They have the
Every
attacking
format
prowess.
suits them. Every format suits them. It's just that they just crumble at the end.
Yeah, the crucial moments are the ones they are not able to win. So
Yeah,
let's hope
yeah,
they do better this time.
yeah. What are you looking for? How do you think US is going to perform? Do you think they have another big fish on their pan anytime soon?
Yeah, it can be. So we have Afghanistan, Bangladesh in the mix of Super 8. So I think USA can target these teams, and if they keep up their spirit like they played against Pakistan and India, I think anything can happen. So yeah, fingers crossed for US. And I think we are almost there with the tournament, with the Super 8 for this tournament. So India
Yeah,
and United States from Group 8, Australia, and it will be probably England from Group B, and Afghanistan and West Indies have already qualified from Group C, and Group D, I think it would be South Africa and Bangladesh, because
yeah,
Bangladesh has one match left and
yeah,
they already have 4 points,
yeah.
and most likely they are going to uh, play against I think Sri Lanka or Nepal, I guess.
No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. So I think South Africa has a match left against Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh, I think, has against Nepal or something like that. But I think, as you rightly said, so it's Bangladesh and South Africa qualifying from that group.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think the the story of USA has been right now the story of the group stages, but. It was also because of the fact that those pitches were just like that where a Virat or a Babar or a Rizwan or a Fakar Zaman, they just couldn't perform on those wickets. So it became like a leveler of a kind. When you
yes,
go to
yes.
the West Indies and you actually get to a more normal pitches, I think US is gonna find really hard to buckle somebody like an Australia or an England. I think they're gonna have a field day against the US.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They can get a pretty hard hammering from Australia. Since Australia didn't come to the US leg, they are playing
Yeah,
in the Caribbean itself, so they are
yeah,
already accustomed to the condition. They have seen the kind of pitches that this World Cup has to offer, so they would
yeah,
definitely have an edge already. And with the inexperience that USA is bringing. With them, I think it can be a nightmare for US to face the batting
yeah.
from Mitch Marsh and Travis Head and
Yeah,
the
I
likes
can
of
I can
Maxwell.
see I can see Travis demolishing demolishing them. I mean, Head when he gets on fire, we've seen in the IPL, he just he just finishes the game in 5 overs.
Right, right. So it would be interesting how they counter that. But
Yeah,
yeah, a good tournament shaping up. And I
yeah,
was looking at the lineups of India.
yeah,
So India has their first match against Afghanistan. Then they are
yeah.
going to play Bangladesh probably.
Hmm,
Uh, and then there is the big match on 24th June against
hmm,
Australia. So that would be
hmm.
their last Super 8 game. So I think
Yeah.
interesting match lineup for Indian team, because
Hmm.
they, for to qualify, at least they would have to win two games
Yeah.
out of these three.
Hmm. But yeah, I think whatever happens, I think one thing is for sure that we need to start a petition that Netravalkar needs to come to the IPL. I mean,
Yeah,
Oracle has given him a lot, and he also, I've heard, that has his own cricket app working in the US. But he needs to be part of an IPL team, and this guy is just too good.
yeah, definitely he can. I think Ali Khan was already in the auctions last time, right?
Yeah, yeah, because from the Kolkata Caribbean team. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I think yeah, Saurabh Netravalkar is a good find, and he has at least a season, at least a cycle of 3 years in him to play in the
yeah,
IPL, and then probably he
yeah,
can do whatever he wishes to. But yeah,
yeah,
it would be good to see him in the IPL
yeah.
back with the Mumbai teammates
Uh,
or against the Mumbai teammates, whatever fate chooses for him.
yeah, yeah. I mean, him and Surya. The story is now doing the circles. They have been such good friends, and I mean, it would be a great story if he can play in the IPL. But
Yeah.
I think that's all I have for the Super Eights as well. Do you want to add anything?
No, I think that's it, and then we will have to see what future holds for the Indian team and for the cricket fans around the world. And let's see if let's hope we get some game time today against Canada,
Yeah,
and if not, even then it's fine. We will be back with the preview of India versus Afghanistan match in the Super Eights. That would be a really exciting game because the spinners of Afghanistan are at their peak right now, and they are wreaking havoc in the tournament. So it would be nice to see how India counters this spin attack of Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed with the likes of Shivam Dubey, Sanju Samson, and probably Hardik as well.
yeah,
So it would be great to see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to the Super Eights of this tournament. So I
So
think thank you guys. This was the episode of the Cricket Castaway. Uh, it's been an amazing journey going on, and we've started with the IPL, now doing the T20 World Cup, and probably this is gonna go on for a long time. And with your support and with your love, we're gonna keep bringing you all the content that we can. So please keep like and share and subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you just uh, get a notification about every time when our episode premieres. Divyansh?
yeah, thank you, and yeah, keep subscribing, keep supporting our channel, and keep tuning in for our videos, our analysis and previews, and yeah, keep enjoying the World Cup.
Yeah,
That's me. Thank you.
yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.